Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're featuring a pendulous type Cymbidium, and this is my Cymbidium that's been flowering for a few years now. Maybe this is the second time that it flowered, and it also did well last year. This is my Cymbidium Genus Gem Emerald Spire. This is the one that I got from Smith maybe 3 years ago. So because this is the third year or the second time that it blooms, I repotted it in this pot. It is a terrestrial mix, which is you can use medium to fine bark mixed with peat moss, or you have your sponge rock, or you can actually, the cymbidiums, you can if they're terrestrial, you can plant them in the ground, so they like a little bit of moisture in their mixture. So during summertime I water it twice a week, and during winter maybe once a week, because of the way my media is, they stay weather longer, so you don't have to keep watering them. So it has maybe 1.5 foot leaves, but this one, because it's pendulum type, I'd rather not. If you have this kind, I'd rather not plant it in the ground because of the pendulum type. So you have to kind of figure out what kind of cymbidium you have, because I showed you also I have an upright and it's still blooming, right? It's still in bloom. The blooms last long. My upright cymbidium still in bloom. They last so very long. So this one, it took a while for all the blooms to open, and finally they did. It's in here because I was protecting it from strong wind and continuous rain, and yeah, when they were in bud I cannot protect them, but if they're not in bud I just leave them outside, just like the rest of the cymbidiums I have. And this one I leave it outside even in the 30s Fahrenheit. But if the temperature goes in the 30s and they're in bud, then I tend to protect them, and not too hot area, but at least if it's 30s, at least go to 40s or 50s degrees area, so your buds don't blast. So yeah, and I don't like to water it too much, so I protect it when it's winter. Sometimes my area tends to rain a lot, and I tend to protect it because too much wetness, it's gonna blast also the buds. So they are very pretty. Unfortunately they don't have a fragrance. I put slow release, and aside from the cold that it needs, well, this is a warm growing orchid, but they did well. We have a little bit of a cold here in Central Florida. It has a smaller flower, it doesn't have a fragrance, and I put slow release fertilizer. So during summertime I water it twice a week. So yeah, it's very pretty. It has 7 spikes. This is the one side. I'm thinking next time if I put it outside, because uh, it it gets a lot of light, as much as I can give it in that area, and for it to bloom. So as long as the leaves don't burn, so I put that out there, and yeah, so finally they bloom for me. And where I bought the plant Carl Smith, there's are a lot. They have a lot of blooms in one pot. But this one, yeah, it's already pretty. You can see every single strand. I'm on the other side of the pot now. And I love that attractive leaf. Yeah. And yeah, that's the pot. You probably wanna leave it in a pot until it loves. If you have a lot of bulbs in that pot, then it's gonna put more flowers for you because you have more growth in there. So yeah, that's just you know that I recommend if you want to have a lot of blooms. And this is so pretty. So this is the pendulous type. I have a lot of blooms, but I'm showing you one by one if of the orchids that are in bloom, so they are featured more and properly featured in the video. So when you search it, it will give you that search. I'm gonna show you because it's still in bloom. See, yeah, this is it's upright. Another Cymbidium crescent, and I don't even have to stake it, but I think this might be a cool growing because the leaf span is very tall, like 3 feet tall, I think. So I'm gonna show you the other one because it's in another location, because I moved the other one. I put this other pendulous type Cymbidium that's in bloom right now. It gave me a longer spike because last year it gave me a spike but not this long. I thought the other one was a spike too, but it's false alarm. So this is Cymbidium, Dorothy's Cymbidium. Let me see. Dorothy Stockstill Forgotten Fruit. It has an AM award. My green one, my Geno gem, has an FCC, the highest award. This one has an AM award, and this is also a pendulous and fragrant. So it's the same media. It is in a bigger pot because of the hang. It's a pendulous type, so I want the blooms to hang. If you have a shorter pot, then you have to put it in a pedestal, so the blooms will hang like that. So same media, but because this is a big pot, not all of it is media. The rest are just like as a drainage. You can put peanut packing in there, rocks, lava rocks, river rocks, because I like my pot, especially when they're Cymbidium, to be heavy so they don't get tipped over. And yeah, if they tip over, that means you have to repot and you start all over again, and the plants kind of got disturbed. So yeah, this is fragrant Cymbidium. So I put it here. It was under a palm tree because a palm is about to fall from its from its trunk, or it's already sometimes they finish, they brown up and then they fall off. So yeah, I waited for it because I don't want this one to get damaged. So they finally opened all of the buds, and yeah. So this is one of my pendulous type Cymbidium, and the same care as the other one. So yeah, and you can also, your pendulous type, hang it in the basket if you like, but I would recommend, if you have a lot of space, you can hang it, but I like to hang the pendulous type if they have a shorter leaves. That way it doesn't touch the whatever you're hanging. So yeah, this one I chose the taller pot. So this is fragrant, and hopefully it will give me more blooms next year, because I don't think I'm gonna repot it every 2 to 3 years. If they're okay, then they're, I'll leave them be. There's the new growth, and I'm not worried about pot. Because some others would recommend pot bound, but this is a terrestrial cymbidium, so I'm not worried about keeping them pot bound. Actually, the previous pot it's already pot bound, and I just put it in a bigger pot. I didn't disturb the roots, so they're still compact in there, but the roots can spread even, sideways if it wants to spread and put some more growth. So this is it, my pendulous type. They're very pretty and they last long. I'm gonna go back to the other one because the other one has got more blooms. So this is it, guys. This one has an FCC award, highest award in American Orchid Society. So yeah, this is so pretty. I put it in a stand. It's not even very tall, but it looks prettier hanging. So yeah, another year of multiple blooms. Very pretty. Just love it. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you on my next video. Bye now.